So what do you do with $600,000? Samson Dauda, former Mr. Olympia, talks about how to spend $600,000 the smart way.
As far as like the 600K that you made,
Yes.
that's a good question.
Yes.
Did that change your life, or your life was already changed?
No, it's 600K. Whose life doesn't change after 600K? I mean,
Right, that's a bunch of money. I know.
So
Now, as a bodybuilder, even a pro bodybuilder, you don't necessarily make a lot of money up front. Suddenly, Samson wins the Mr. Olympia and he gets 600 grand. So he didn't always have money. So he talks about his thought process and how to manage that money responsibly. I got this clip from the Winners Factory. They did a great interview with Samson. And what they do is talk to successful people from all around, athletes, CEOs, entrepreneurs. So go give them a follow. Great interview.
nobody is able to stay on top forever. So what do you do to make sure you secure not just your life, your family life going into the future? So you try to invest in that, and try to invest in things that you can do when you're no longer able to train or put your body through this.
He's well aware that nobody stays on top forever, especially with a profession like bodybuilding that depends on your aesthetic. So he's aware that he has to create a runway so that he can secure his financial freedom or financial stability forever. But how do you do that? What is he going to invest in?
One of the good things of people that come from behind and come from having nothing, you learn to manage your finances very well. So when you then come to the point where you're doing very well off and everything else, you're not reckless with it. People seem to understand, they always believe that, oh man, when you're broke and you get a lot of money, you're just reckless and you spend it all. No. When you've been broke for a long time, you'll be like, I never want to be broke again. So you do think about, okay, how do I make sure that never happens? So when you have that income, in it, the first thing that goes to your mind is, okay, how do I invest that to make sure that I never have to go back there again? So when we have that, immediately I bought my own gym, I bought my own building. I didn't want to mortgage it, I didn't want to rent, I wanted to own it. So I know that, well, whatever happens, that building is mine.
He made two really good points. He's talking about that MBA that never broke again. If you're a person who has struggled in the past or struggles now, once you get out of it, you often have that mentality that you never want to go back there. And that's what he's exhibiting. But if you have that mentality, you have to have behaviors that are in line with that. So incomes, investment. But what do you invest in, and what is your investment philosophy? Well, I don't know if I caught it in this clip, but he said the first thing he did was bought a house to live in, and he bought a gym. Now, here's where people go in two separate directions. He chose not to go with a mortgage. And I know people debate this topic. Some people think it's better to always get a mortgage if it's an investment because what you pay in interest could be out earned with the money that the investment makes you. But some people just enjoy the security of owning something outright, no payments. So if their income ever takes a real hit, they don't have to pay out a mortgage payment. And that's the path he took. There's no one right answer because ultimately finances are about security, right? And people feel secure through different means. So I think he hit two good points. Like, don't just blow your money. Some people get money and blow it. Some people get money and they want to hold on to it because they don't want to revisit the trauma of being broke. I think it was a great interview and just, a real life instance of somebody getting a bit of a windfall and trying to manage it responsibly. If you had 600 grand, what would you do with it? Would you go with the mortgage or would you just buy the gym, buy the building outright?